All right, today, guys, we're going to be looking at Trump versus Davos, and this is pretty good. He rips the liberals apart, so keep watching. But this first guy is Victor Davis Hanson. He's a good guy. He's going to be explaining to us what Davos is. If you hadn't done so yet, subscribe, like, and let's get into this.
If we got together all of the quote unquote smart people and we put them all in this beautiful, idyllic place, they can think up utopian dreams that then can be from the top down implemented by hoi polloi, the many.
Very warm welcome to the first discussion.
Davos.
We have a very exciting panel today with
Beautiful
different
town.
type of leaders.
A session
Bunch of
on
liberals.
investing in
Africa is young.
We have one of the most exciting panels.
If you don't know what Davos is, don't worry about it. It's not that important in some ways. I mean, it's not doing a lot of good for the rest of us, but it is important because it has aspirations that are quite dangerous.
The cooperative world order we imagined 25 years ago has not turned into reality. Instead,
Trump is about to rip these people apart. Now, he does it in a nice way, but it almost looks like he takes what they believe and tells them how we're not doing any of it. Keep watching.
we have entered a new era of harsh geostrategic competition.
Basically, its premise is that if we got together all of the quote unquote smart people, we put them all in this beautiful, idyllic place, they can think up utopian dreams that then can be from the top down implemented by hoi polloi, the many. Donald Trump poses a threat to the Davos crowd.
President Trump was
He does.
elected as a disruptor. He plans to govern as a disruptor. And so the message is very simple: buckle up.
What great honor and pleasure to welcome you back to the Davos community.
Well, thank you very much, Klaus, and hello to everyone in beautiful Davos. 3 days ago, I took the oath of office and we began the golden age of America. What the world has witnessed in the past 72 hours is nothing less than a revolution of common sense.
Climate change is not a crisis. The crisis is our failure to use our collective intelligence to make the right choices.
The president's correct, there's an energy emergency, but that emergency is not drill, baby, drill. It's build,
Yeah, it is.
baby, build.
Is it more damaging than the drill, baby, drill policy?
No.
Is that actually more damaging than the US pulling out of the climate change agreement?
Yes, of course, because you have not only, of course, the production of methane, which
But we need to move faster to counter climate change while keeping energy access affordable.
To have the discussion about how we can boost global clean energy transition.
I terminated the ridiculous and incredibly wasteful Green New Deal. I call it the Green New Scam. Withdrew from the one-sided Paris Climate Accord and ended the insane and costly electric vehicle mandate. We're going to let people buy the car they want to buy. I declared a national energy emergency, and it's so important, national energy emergency to unlock the liquid gold under our feet and pave the way for rapid approvals of new energy infrastructure. The United States has the largest amount of oil and gas of any country on earth, and we're going to use it.
If we have tit-for-tat retaliation, we're going to see double-digit global GDP losses.
My message to every business in the world is very simple. Come make your product in America, and we will give you among the lowest taxes of any nation on earth. But if you don't make your product in America, which is your prerogative, then very simply you will have to pay a tariff, differing amounts, but a tariff which will direct hundreds of billions of dollars and even trillions of dollars into our treasury. And I'm also going to ask Saudi Arabia and OPEC to bring down the cost of oil. You got to bring it down.
Actual disgust for elected governments, because you see, elected governments make mistakes in their view. They elect people and then they do the wrong thing. They have these 19th century borders.
Very strongly have deployed active duty U.S. military and National Guard troops to the border to assist in repelling the invasion. It was really an invasion. We will not allow our territory to be violated. After 4 long years, the United States is strong and sovereign and a beautiful nation. Once again, it's a strong, sovereign nation.
We are coming together at a
Listen to
moment
this.
when the world faces critical challenges, misinformation and disinformation.
On day one, I signed an executive order to stop all government censorship. No longer will our government label the speech of our own citizens as misinformation or disinformation, which are the favorite words of censors and those who wish to stop the free exchange of ideas and, frankly, progress. We have saved free speech in America, and we've saved it strongly.
Diversity in practice. And we really do have a diverse panel here to talk about how diversity, quality, inclusion in organizations, in our thinking, can be implemented.
One is when we launched the Valuable 500, we were trying to remove this siloed approach to diversity, equity, and inclusion. And so we, because that's where it's competing against each other. And finally, we're starting to see this concept of universally inclusive cultures and this issue of intersectionality, because that is there. But how do we do it? That's another thing.
My administration has taken action to abolish all discriminatory diversity, equity, and inclusion nonsense. And these are policies that were absolute nonsense throughout the government and the private sector. And I've made it official, an official policy of the United States, that there are only two genders, male and female. And we will have no men participating in women's sports, and transgender operations, which became the rage, will occur very rarely.
The impact of all these orders and how fast they come out and how you're going to balance them with that scorecard of being successful in both continuing GDP growth, bringing down inflation.
Now, this guy asked a question, and Trump's going to answer the question, and then he's going to go after this guy. I got a clip before that, but you can see he cuts him no slack. I mean, this is in front of a bunch of people, the richest people in the world, and he doesn't care.
Also having a good stock price appreciation for the American citizen.
And now we're going to bring it down from 21 to 15% if, there's a big if you make your product in the U.S. So we're going to have the lowest, just about the lowest rate. It'll be, the 21 is on the low side worldwide. The 15 is about as low as it gets.
Listen to this. Bank of America is accused of de-banking certain conservative customers because of their religious or political views.
And by the way, speaking of you, and you've done a fantastic job, but I hope you start opening your bank to conservatives, because many conservatives complain that the banks are not allowing them to do business within the bank. And that included a place called Bank of America. They don't take conservative business. And I don't know if the regulators mandated that because of Biden or what, but you and Jamie and everybody, I hope you're going to open your banks to conservatives, because what you're doing is wrong.
I love him. I know you don't. No, just tell me why. Because I think we need a new world order. I think people are beginning to want change.
To me, what you just saw there was a president who was in almost complete control. Brian Moynihan there dodging the president. Criticizes Bank of America for allegedly not banking conservatives, and Brian Moynihan just kind of takes it and says thank you, and hey, we're getting ready to sponsor the Olympics. He tells everybody, listen, if you want to build in the U.S., that's great, otherwise we're going to tariff you, and the response is essentially applause.
For the confrontational or negotiator, President Trump, if we parse him in those ways, which Trump did you just see?
It sounded pretty confrontational to me, essentially saying, listen, if you don't build here, we're going to jack tariffs up on all of you. He criticized the EU. He takes a quick shot at Bank of America. He goes after OPEC.
The boss is back, boys and girls, and America's back. Hey, if you like the content, click here for more, and we'll see you next time.